2 Point Stance Podcast. The third one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Benjamin Winks.
And I'm Trent Noop.
What we got going on today, Trent?
Well, we have the college football playoff starting up on January 1st. We have a few exciting games in Florida State and Oregon, and then also Alabama and Ohio State. Let's go ahead and talk about the Florida State and Oregon game.
Actually not going to do that right now. I just came into some interesting information. Here we go. ODB, Odell Beckham Jr., ended his rookie year today. He had 91 catches, 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns.
He did that today?
No, that's what he had for the year.
Okay.
Today he had 12 catches for $185 and a touchdown.
He's, I don't see anyone beating him out for Rookie of the Year at this point.
He's really good.
He's very good.
How did he fall that far?
Because he went to LSU and they ran the ball with Jeremy Hill.
Why didn't he do this in college?
Because he went to LSU and they ran the ball with Jeremy Hill.
Why weren't his numbers better at LSU over his career, though?
Because he went to LSU and they ran the ball.
Hey, Trent, when he was at LSU, did they run the ball?
They ran the ball.
What did they do?
They pound the rock.
They pound the rock.
They pound the rock.
College football playoffs, everyone.
Yes, our first game is Florida State and Oregon. Ben, what do you feel about this?
Looking at Florida State, they've played from behind at the beginning of a lot of these games this year. Last year, they blew everybody out. Like, it wasn't even close. That was one of the most unstoppable teams I've ever seen. And this year's team has looked nothing like that one. Granted, they've won all their games, but they haven't exactly been convincing. Some of them have been, some of them haven't been. I've been watching them, and Jameis Winston doesn't look like the same guy. Last year, he was almost supernatural. He threw 40-some touchdowns, had like 9 picks or something like that. This year, he hasn't thrown nearly as many touchdowns, and his interceptions have ballooned. He's not making good decisions sometimes. Like look at the Florida game. Those interceptions were bad interceptions, the ones that make you say, "What are you doing?" And if that happens against Oregon, I don't think they have a chance to come back. Everybody's been counting Florida State out, saying that Oregon's just going to boat race them, and I don't think that's showing Florida State the respect that they deserve. But if they continue to play like they have been playing, where they get behind so early, get down big, and Jameis has to pull a rabbit out of the hat to bring them back at the end of the game, I don't know if they can do that again. Not against Oregon. Not in the playoff.
So who do you see winning this?
I think Oregon's going to win. I think they'll win 49-35.
Okay. Interesting stat here. Florida State went 13-0 this season.
Yes.
And 9 out of their 13 games they had to win coming from behind.
9?
9 of their 13.
See, if that pattern holds up, I don't think they can do it against Oregon.
I mean, Oregon's just a very explosive offense with Marcus Mariota.
And they don't turn the ball over either.
No. Mariota turned the ball over twice all season. That's pretty remarkable. I don't see really any chance at all how Florida State could win this game. They are lackadaisical on offense. Their defense isn't going to stop a whole lot of teams, especially not Oregon. Oregon, as I said before, very explosive. They're going to score. Florida State won't stop them. So if Florida State can't score any points, then Oregon's going to win 42-31. That's my final score.
42-31?
Yes.
I don't think Jameis has enough left in the tank. I don't think this team has enough talent. I don't think this team can do it.
Well, I think they have a lot of talent. I almost think maybe after they won the championship last season that they're just not hungry for it anymore.
Oh, they don't look hungry.
Yeah, they don't have the want that Oregon or Alabama or Ohio State might have. I mean, sure, the kids want to win again. Sure, they want to win another national title and be back-to-back winners, but they still don't have the hunger like they did last year.
Not that this matters at all. Who is the hungriest team in your opinion?
Probably Oregon or Ohio State. I would say Oregon.
I'm going Oregon too.
They haven't been to a national championship for a while.
Not since Cam Newton, no. Because they played against Cam Newton in the national title game. But I think it's Oregon because Mariota has been in so many of these big games.
Yeah.
But they haven't mattered.
Yeah. I agree. Mariota's ready to... He was the Heisman winner. He's ready to go out there and show the world what he has.
I don't think Ohio State's nearly as hungry as Oregon because the players, while they've been there, they haven't been close and just had it slip through their fingers. Last year, yes, they were undefeated. Yes, they lost in the Big Ten title game. But then they went to play Clemson, and they laid an egg.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins ran all over them.
Yep.
Clemson bum-rushed Ohio State.
And Braxton Miller threw that late interception to lose the game.
Yeah, that didn't help anybody. That didn't help at all. I'm a little bitter about that, but it didn't help. Ohio State's just not on the same level as Oregon is.
Well, especially Ohio State obviously can put up points, but they're also using a third-string quarterback.
I understand
Who
that.
looked very good against Wisconsin, but you don't know how he's going to look against a better defense like Alabama.
You would think, though, that he would look better having a full month to practice.
Right.
Rather than a week.
It's still going to be a different type of... It's going to be a different type of game. Obviously, it's a big stage at the Sugar Bowl in a playoff game, but he's also going against a tough SEC defense in Alabama.
So have we moved on to the Sugar Bowl right now?
I guess we have.
I have some stats for you. Stats for the Sugar Bowl. You ready? Let's go. Alabama has played in a dome twice this year. In the first game of the year, they played against West Virginia. They won 33-23. Clint Trickett had 365 passing yards. However, West Virginia was incapable of running the ball. They ran for 28 yards on Alabama's vaunted defense. Then, in the SEC championship game, they played against Missouri. They won 42-12. They allowed 272 passing yards and still didn't give up many rushing yards, allowing 41. Now, Ohio State has played in a dome this year also because they're playing in the Superdome for the Sugar Bowl. This is why I'm telling you this. Ohio State won their game 59-0. They allowed 187 passing yards, allowed 71 rushing yards, yet they amassed 558 total yards, had 301 yards on the ground, 257 through the air, and gave up 0 points. Now, if you want to do some quick math, Alabama is averaging 37.5 points per game in domes. Ohio State is averaging 59 points a game in a dome. Alabama's giving up 353 yards a game in a dome. Ohio State only 258. Alabama's allowing 318.5 yards through the air. Ohio State 187. And Alabama's giving up 17.5 points, while Ohio State gives up none. So, if you want to look at the numbers, Trent, they don't lie. The numbers do not lie. Ohio State will win, clearly, if you give up 0 points and you score 59 points a game in a dome and you're playing in the dome. Of course you're going to win. Ohio State beats Alabama 45-38.
Are you dumb?
No, numbers don't lie.
Numbers never lie. But anyway,
Numbers never lie.
who did Ohio State play?
They played Wisconsin, the 13th ranked team in the nation.
Who was Wisconsin's quarterback?
Joel Stave.
How good is he?
He's a
pretty good.
Division I quarterback.
Pretty good, isn't he?
He's a Division I college football
he's pretty
quarterback.
solid. I guarantee you, West Virginia and Missouri would both beat Wisconsin today.
We don't know that.
I guarantee you.
We don't know that.
I do.
How are you going to prove it?
I'll put on NCAA. Wisconsin didn't have any offensive attack other than Melvin Gordon.
He's really good.
Yes, he is. But if you can stop him, which Ohio State did very well,
Yay!
Wisconsin has no quarterback attack. In fact, Stave didn't even start the year. They used a converted safety, Tanner
McElvoy.
Yeah, McElvoy. They used him as their starting quarterback this year.
Yes, they did.
So how good is Stave? Pretty bad, obviously.
Okay.
So you have West Virginia with a pretty good quarterback in Clint Trickett who can throw the ball and air it out. You have Matty Mock for Missouri who can air the ball out and throw it pretty well.
Okay.
That's going to be tough to stop.
Ohio State's not playing Missouri or West Virginia.
I understand that.
Okay.
But your great statistics that you showed, your great stats,
Numbers never lie.
show Bama allowing more points and yards only because they were going against better competition to your no offensive attack in Wisconsin.
I'll still have you know the numbers never lie.
Okay. So Sims is probably going to torch that weak Ohio State defense. I see.
Whoa, the defense is not weak. The secondary is weak.
Okay, then. I see Sims torching that weak secondary you guys have.
Sims will not torch the Ohio State secondary. Amari Cooper might, though.
Well, he's throwing the ball.
Sims.
Okay.
I could throw Amari
that's all I was
Cooper the
wondering.
ball.
Okay, I was just curious. You have T.J. Yeldon and Derrick Henry. A great lightning and thunder running back
Really?
combo.
You hit me with lightning and thunder?
Yes.
Really?
Yeldon, speedster.
Smash
Henry,
and dash?
Yes.
Really?
They're like the old Lindell White, Reggie Bush combo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lendell White was so good.
That's what Derrick Henry does. Goal line back. Anyway, Ben, as I was saying, Alabama is going to end up beating Ohio State in a close game, 31-28.
That's actually more credit than I was thinking you would give Ohio State.
Jones is going to make a couple errors like he should, being a young quarterback, never playing a big game like this.
He didn't come to play school, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
He can't play football.
Yeah. So my prediction is Alabama and Oregon both winning. After that,
I have Oregon and Ohio State winning.
well, I'll let you have your little stance after I'm done. And when that happens, on January 12th at 8:30 p.m., my prediction is Alabama versus Oregon. And I see Alabama stopping the Oregon offense a little bit, but not.
We have some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers has been carted off the field at Lambeau. So for all the Green Bay fans out there, let's hope that they get the first round bye. Otherwise, they're not doing anything in the playoffs.
That'll be a big.
Wow, I
big
did
loss.
not expect that to happen,
No.
especially when we're on air.
We'll go right back to the Aaron Rodgers thing here in a second.
What were you saying, though?
Alabama and Oregon is my prediction. I believe that the Alabama defense will stop Oregon a little bit better than the Florida State defense will. And I see Alabama winning another national title, 31-27.
I have Ohio State beating Alabama, as I said, because they can put up points. Ezekiel Elliott's going to have some nice runs. Cardale Jones will have some nice throws. He will make mistakes, though, but they'll overcome them. So it'll be Oregon and Ohio State in the national title game. Oregon's not used to physical upfront defenses. Joey Bosa is going to have himself a day, have about 12.5 sacks, maybe 30, who knows. Joey Bosa will end up being in the backfield too much for Oregon to handle. And I think Ohio State wins the national title over Oregon 24-21 in a heartbreaker on a last-second field goal.
This is coming from a Ohio State homer who also just got on saying Oregon was hungrier than Ohio State.
But that doesn't mean that they'll win.
Okay.
Hunger's an intangible. It doesn't matter.
Ohio State will not win the national championship.
We will see.
They want to beat Alabama.
We will see.
Okay. Anyway, back to the Aaron Rodgers thing.
That's a big break for the
That is
Packers.
very big. If they're up 14-0 as of now.
And the Lions have been anemic on offense all year. I don't understand.
I don't either. So if they really do need to win this because they will get a first round bye. But if they would somehow end up losing this game, they're going to be in trouble.
Are the Packers good?
With Aaron Rodgers, they're very
without
good.
Aaron Rodgers?
Probably not.
They're what, a 500 team without him, if that?
Maybe 9-7.
I'll probably say 6-10.
Really?
Without Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
I still think Eddie Lacy. I'm not sold on Eddie Lacy yet, but I think that he's still a good enough running back where he can help carry a team.
Well, I'm not sold on any of the Alabama running backs. None of them have been very good.
The only one who's even had any stride as of late is Mark Ingram.
Eddie Lacy's better than Mark Ingram.
No, yeah, overall. I'm just saying lately, Mark Ingram's really had a good stride.
Why are you talking about the way he runs? His stride?
Well,
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that he's had a good streak of games.
Oh, streak.
Yeah, streak.
Gotcha. That makes much more sense.
Yeah. In other news today, which I've been saying for a while now, it sounds like it's almost a done deal that Jim Harbaugh will be going to Michigan.
Yeah, that's a big signing. Marcellus Wiley tweeted that out earlier this week, and nobody really took it seriously.
I've been saying for about a month now it was going to happen.
Okay, that's fine. You can say it all you want. You had no sources.
I do have sources.
Who are your sources? The streets?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm intact with some good Michigan sources.
You're intact?
Yes.
You're in contact.
I'm in contact
Okay.
with some good Michigan sources.
Okay. What do you think, Michigan fan? What do you think about Jim Harbaugh?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love the
What
signing.
happens when he goes 7-5 3 years in a row?
He won't.
Did you think Brady Hoke would? After he started with a
No.
Sugar Bowl win?
Okay, Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Let's say something bad happens. Urban Meyer goes 7-5 3 straight seasons. What happens?
That won't happen to Ohio State.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
It's happened to Michigan. It hasn't happened recently to Ohio State.
But so it can't ever happen.
Not with this regime.
Huh. That's odd.
When was the last time Michigan won 12 games? 2006?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time Ohio State won 12 games? This year?
No.
The year before?
No.
The year before that?
So it doesn't. You could have one or two key injuries that ruin your whole season. You
Did
could
that
have
happen to Michigan?
You could have one bad recruiting class that ruins your
Did that
year.
happen to Michigan? Weren't you the one trumpeting how Michigan had top 10 and top 5 recruiting classes every year, and that the talent is there, it's just not being developed? There were no injuries, no major injuries. There were no bad recruiting classes.
That was the coaching. We've already discussed that.
Okay.
So I don't know what point you're trying to make.
What makes you think Jim Harbaugh is going to be the savior of Michigan and return them to national prominence?
He is a good coach. He's a proven coach.
What's he doing this year?
You're right. He didn't have a good year this year. What do you do for Stanford? What do you do for San Francisco?
Well, he had Andrew Luck at Stanford. I could have won games at Stanford with Andrew Luck.
I don't think you could have.
Sure, I could have.
No, you couldn't have.
Sure, I could have.
Name one play.
Zebra X2 shallow wide banana.
Yeah, you just completely made that up. Congratulations.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Omaha.
Okay, Peyton. Anyhow, why do you not think he's going to do good?
I don't think he'll do well for a few reasons.
Why?
There's going to be so much pressure on him. He's used to the NFL where he has no time restrictions. In college, he has time restrictions.
But he knows the college
I understand that. Do you think a guy like Jim Harbaugh will want to recruit people? Do you think he'll want to beg 17-year-olds, here, come play for me, I'm awesome?
Pretty sure if he didn't want to, he would have went to Oakland.
I have some numbers for you.
This should be intriguing.
$48 million. I think that might be why he's going to take this job rather than Oakland. I think it's a money thing. I don't know if it's entirely about his love for college football and the purity of the system.
Well, let's put it this way. If he had no desire to recruit, if he had no desire to help his alma mater get back to where they should be, then he wouldn't be going there. He would go to Oakland. I know Oakland is pretty bad, but they would have gave him a pretty similar amount of probably money to go there.
$48 million. You think so?
Maybe not 48, but they probably would have gave him 40.
Over how many years?
5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think so, but I have no proof either.
If they wanted him that bad, they knew what Michigan offered. If they wanted him that bad, they could match it. But bottom line is Jim Harbaugh doesn't want to go to Oakland. Jim Harbaugh wants to go to Michigan for now. Who knows? He might only be there for 4 years. He might go right back to the NFL.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it as long as he can win. If he can win, that means Michigan's back on a good track.
What's a success for Michigan?
Big Ten title.
What if he doesn't get that?
What else would he get?
Is it a failure if he doesn't get a Big Ten title?
Not if he could go to a big bowl game or even make a playoff.
What's a big bowl game?
Well, I mean, now
a former BCS bowl?
Yes, or even a playoff bowl, getting an at-large bid for that.
Well, you'd have to win. You'd have to win your conference.
Well, you don't have to. You could have like another Ohio State Michigan 1-2 little finale, and Michigan, would lose that one, so Ohio State would go in. They would beat whoever they have in the Big Ten championship game, and then Michigan would only have that one loss. That could get them in.
I doubt it, though.
But it could.
It could. I doubt it, though. I just don't think Jim Harbaugh is primed to have so much success at Michigan because he doesn't have any players at Michigan, Trent. All of their offensive skill positions, garbage. Quarterback, garbage. Wide receiver, Funchess is leaving. Who else do they have?
They have young receivers.
Give me one.
Amara Darboh.
Bless you.
Jehu Chesson.
These guys are good?
They're good and young upcoming talent. Freddie Canteen. He was a freshman this year.
How many catches do you have?
17.
So good. That's amazing. What do you have, 200 yards?
How good was JT Barrett last year?
JT Barrett redshirted.
Oh, okay.
He didn't play.
How good was Ezekiel Elliott last year?
Solid, but he played behind Carlos Hyde.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand what you're doing there.
Just because someone didn't have a good year this year doesn't mean they're not good talent.
Yes, it does. That's how that works, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan is just awful across the board. They have no defense. They have no offense. They have no quarterback. They have no coach. The University of Michigan, as we know it, is dead. Maybe the NCAA should hit them with the death penalty because they've been so bad. For a historic franchise, for a historic school.
Put on the board. Michigan's going to win 10 games this year.
I will bet you on that.
Okay.
$25.
$50,000.
$50.
$50,000.
No, $50.
$1,000.
Let's make this realistic.
$100.
Ladies and gentlemen, with you as witness, there is a wager on the season that Michigan will have this year. Over or under 9.5 games. Let's get you in on this. Tell us what you think. Tweet to us at 2 Point Stance on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Watch the podcast. Tell us what you think. Will Michigan win more than 9.5 games next year? I think not. Trent thinks so. Who knows? Let's find out. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful new year. Be safe. Make good decisions. Just have a good one.